Pleasure to meet you. My name is Power BI. This is just a very simple explanation and introduction to Power BI. When you open a brand new Power BI desktop, it should open up with a free worksheet. Okay, so it should look like something similar. If you've got any other windows open on top, just you can close it so it gives you this clean sheet that we are going to be observing right now. Each time you open up Power BI desktop, ensure that you are signed in with your email address that registered you to the product. Okay. Sometimes you will find that by working for different companies or maybe working for universities, you might have multiple accounts, but ensure that you have signed in with the right account. The first thing what I would like to show you is that on the bottom menu, you will be able to build as many individual pages as you want to. Okay, you can, I think that I've never actually exhausted the number of pages, but here you've got the potential to really build out multiple page reports. Okay, if you want to delete it, you can just close it and it will delete it for you. It will suggest, ask you, do you need to delete it or not, which is great. Power BI is not like Excel. It's honestly, it's like some kind of totally new software on steroids. And you will see how much potential you can have in this desktop version, from creating your own queries to connect to any type of data sets, to creating your visualizations, building your measures. The Power BI desktop version will allow you to be in control from start to finish. Whereas Power BI Service, which is basically an online cloud version, will allow you to work with already pre-built data sets where you cannot build the measures. Okay, so that's the biggest difference. So imagine the desktop version, you are kind of the front-end developer, you are in charge. And for the Power BI Service, usually it's given to users that they can play with pre-existing cleansed data sets, or to executives just to basically see the end results of the reports. Okay. Next, let's look at the homepage. So under the homepage, you will have different options that you can start including in your report design. First, you can actually go in and start connecting to different data. Okay, you can do it either from this side, or you can go into the transform data, which will take you to the Power Query. Remember, Power Query is the engine of Power BI, right? It's the brain of Power BI. We'll come back, and I'll show you how we can connect the data. Then you can also start creating tables. Okay. From here, you can connect to SQL. You can manage any published data sources, and you can add new visualizations, more visualizations. All this will become very familiar for you once when we start working with different reports. Under the Insert tab, there you can actually start adding really interesting visualizations like key influencers, or you can start adding smart narratives. It's basically a text box where it's going to use your outcome of your measures and just insert it to your like pre-selected text. Then you can build paginated reports that are easier to manipulate into certain format. You can connect it to Power Apps, Power Automate, or you can also start adding different text boxes where you can input your own text. You can add different icons, like from left to right arrows. You can use blank signs that or they are like text boxes, but all these icons, they actually have the ability to have a hyperlink implemented in there. You'll see when we go to the navigation page video, you will see how I'm using that. Then also you can start including different objects. You can be as creative as you want to. Or you can bring in your own pictures, or even like branding, so that you would normally go to. Under the modeling part, there what we are usually doing is either building tables using a DAX expression. I'm sure that right now you have no idea what I'm talking about, but DAX expression will help us. It's like a measure. Remember, in Excel, we are using certain function to complete a formula. So DAX helps us to build a new table that can be a quick way to build a new data set, new table. You can also bring in new parameters, and like you'll see, like once when we start creating the reports, some of these options will become available. Right now, I don't have any data linked to this report, so therefore it's not going to show me how to build a new measure. But I'm just taking you slowly for you guys to see all these options, so for you guys to get familiar when I start building out a report and feel more comfortable to understand on which section of, let's say, the menu we are operating on. Okay. So under the view, this is great for setting up your page view. It can be actually fitted to the page of your monitor, fit to the width or actual size. You can also set up reports that are very mobile friendly. You can add grid lines to your design, so you can clearly see if you are aligning all the objects, in a perfect angle. And what else? We can also build different bookmarks, and then also like sync certain slicers. This, you will be using it as you kind of follow me through all these master classes. We will be using every options at some point of our report building. Okay. And the optimization here, usually mostly the developers would come here and start understanding what is the performance of these reports, and is there a way how we can optimize something. Right now, we will be dealing with very small data sets. So for the moment, I'm going to exclude it from our training, but in the future, we might do a separate video on that. Okay. And then if you look at on the left-hand side, you've got a kind of a pane of 3 icons. One, it's called report view, which is this part. Then you can do a data view. Once when we start using and linking in data sets, you will start seeing them listed on the right-hand side, and you will be able to scroll through your data that have been just uploaded into this report. And then there will be something called model view, or also relationship view. So any data table that you have linked to this report, they will need to be linked to each other to communicate, and those are called relationships. Again, we will come back to this once when we will start building our report. Now let me switch back to the report view, because here on the right hand side, you've got something called visualizations pane. And this is what is really super, super smart from Power BI. They already help you to pre-create visualizations just by click of a button. Okay. Right now we don't have any data, but you will learn that by creating a certain visualization, you can then start bringing in the loaded data sets into it, and within seconds, you will be able to build visualizations from charts to line charts to bar charts to donuts and other kind of tables. And then as well, what we will be doing, a lot of it is actually formatting our tables, formatting our charts. And you will see once when we bring in the data, it will start populating with our options. Okay. So I just want you to quickly kind of like learn about the simple navigation of this Power BI desktop, and just for you guys to get familiar. Sometimes Power BI does releases new versions or updates, right? So what you need to do is sometimes go into the options and enable certain features, okay? But those, they will have to be given to you. It's very difficult to give you a list of all the features that you need to be connected to. But in this case, Power BI is very good at least giving you a certain default of features. Okay. So for us to build our first report, you don't need to worry about this, but I just want to show you where the options and the settings are saved. Okay. So this is just a very simple explanation and introduction to Power BI. So the only thing what is left is for us to start going into the engine or the brain of Power BI called Power Query.